This is a Friday edition of your M-Town Countdown, but more importantly, the Jacob Latimore Takeover Countdown we got going on.
Let's do that.
You've got movies like out now, Maze Runner, one of those. You've had movies out, primarily Ride Along.
Yeah.
I want to touch on that real quick, though. Ride Along, with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart, are you like, I don't know, what to say, forced? But do you feel like a need to be funny around those two guys?
Nah, I think they just gotta be themselves, and then I think my reaction to their comedic timing is just, it makes it all tie in.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, the movie was really well done, and everybody seemed to like get along. Was it true?
Well, I mean, I was only on set for a couple hours. I only got a chance to meet Kevin at the time, so I had a small role in the movie, but just a big blessing for me and the great experience. So yeah, I mean, the amount of time I was on set, Kevin was, he was
down to earth,
making people laugh. What I'm saying, down to earth dude. He got me tickets to his concert while he was on the road and backstage passes. It was cool, man.
So then you go from that to being a badass in Maze Runner.
Yeah, man.
How does that like transition happen? You're like, okay, I was funny. Now I'm gonna kick ass.
Yeah. Shout out to all the castmates. They're actually shooting a sequel for the movie right now.
Really?
Yeah. They're in New Mexico.
Nice.
So shout out to all my castmates. So yeah, go see the Maze Runner. Should be out in theaters still. Hurry up and go see it because it's been in the theaters for a little minute now.
Yeah. And well, it's gonna be then on DVD and that whole thing will happen.
Oh yeah.
So that's awesome
for
though.
Sure.
Like when that kind of movie happens, with an epic kind of movie like that, and you're all kind of beat up and banged up, a lot of CGI in that film.
No, actually, I mean, a lot of people would think that, but we actually saw a lot of the stuff that we were filming. Like,
so you kind of didn't have to use the imagination.
We had like part of the wall with the maze we were in,
right?
And like the whole field was real, and all the beds and the beds attached to the trees was all real. Anything that was built inside of the glade was pretty much real. Even the maze going outside of the glade in the maze.
Do you get nightmares of that kind of stuff? I mean. You ever,
it was one of the most cool experiences I've ever, on a movie set. Most of my movie sets been like in environments like this, you know what I mean?
Right.
More modern environments. And this was like super futuristic, like a post-apocalyptic.
You think you'd do another one like that?
What?
Like a Maze Runner? You think like maybe like a Hunger Games or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think if they definitely have their same similarities, being that we have younger people inside of a film and they're all sticking together or whatnot. But I think Maze Runner definitely holds its own story.
Oh yeah, no, it's its own entity. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but could you see yourself doing another role like a badass kind of thing? Of course,
I think my role wasn't so much more like badass, but you know what I'm saying. But I think I definitely can take on those roles. Those roles I'm looking for sure.
Okay, so you want to go more serious route than the comedy route?
I mean, I'm open to anything.
Listen, you're gonna turn down a job, right?
No. I mean, if it's a great script, I'll take it. But you know what I mean, those are definitely some of my favorite movies.
Do you ever get, now that you've done those movies, do you get a lot of scripts like handed over to you and you're like, what is this mess?
No, well, some scripts are harder to see while you're reading it down.
Right.
So sometimes when you get on set, everything's comes a little more vivid in your mind. Okay, this is what they were talking about in the script the whole time. Because sometimes you got to get there and actually see what's going on, especially with a movie like Maze Runner or something weird where you don't really see it too often. You know what I mean? But it's a great film, man.
Did you see Maze Runner and you were like, "There's no way this is"?
No, when I read the script, I was like, "Yeah, I'm definitely being a part of this." You know what I mean? Seeing how big the fan base was about the book and all that, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a film I'm going to regret.
Did that scare you a little bit about the book?
What about it?
Like the fan base being with the book and stuff, being so avid as they are. And we're going to get into your fan base because they're an avid fan base. But the book being so, hardcore fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did that scare you a little bit? Like,
no, not really. I was more excited. You know what I mean? I think the script, the movie really stuck to what the book, the nature of the book, and I think that's what people love most about the film. Everything they read is.
When you started Black Nativity and then you end up a Maze Runner, like that transcendence, of films, because you just kind of.
Yeah, Black Nativity was definitely like a little more spiritual. I did some singing in that film as well as the acting, and then with a cast of singers, Tyrese Gibson, Jennifer Hudson, and then Forrest Whitaker, he was singing as well, and Angela Bassett, Nas, Luke James. So it was definitely a quick transition. You know what I mean? Just after a few months of just getting off set of Black Nativity and then going right into
as a musician with that kind of film, though. Do you sit there and go, all right, I got this. How do you soup up for that one?
I mean, the music side, that's what I'm comfortable at.
Okay.
I'm very musically inclined. My dad and my uncles form a gospel quartet. Like, my whole family sings. My cousin Kenny Latimore has been doing his thing for a while. So when it comes to the music, I'm very, very comfortable in that area. But on set, I actually feel more comfortable than I do like on stage. You know what I mean? So it's a weird thing because I've been doing music ever since I was 9 years old. So film sets is just, it's just something else for me to do.
Speaking of music, let's get on with this countdown. Who's in at number 3?
Number 3, we got Maroon 5, Animals. This is one of my favorite songs.
Number 3.